Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Fenique. I am Fenique, and today I am opening up and sharing my fibroid journey. I basically have a fibroid tumor, and I am sharing my journey with you guys and kind of how things have been going. I found out about 6 months ago, and I want to share every step of the way. I actually recorded a lot, but it got all deleted from my computer, so now I don't have it, but I will be able to run you guys down the story and give you guys a bunch of information and really take you on this journey with me. And yeah, there's a lot to come, not just this one video. There will be quite a few videos about this, but let's start from the beginning. So went for my annual in mid-September. They thought I had a fibroid tumor. We made a early October, appointment to have a ultrasound done. They definitely saw something, and I was pretty bummed. So I think my doctor's appointment was like September 18th or something. And September 20th, I ended up getting rid of red meat from my diet, and I stopped drinking. So by the time I got to my ultrasound, which is like a good 2 weeks later, we measured a 12.4 centimeter fibroid tumor. One large one covering my entire uterus, and it's pretty big. So my stomach, if you look at older videos, or even if you look at this one video of me in a swimming suit, you kind of see a pudge. That's a fibroid tumor. So honestly, like, kind of finding that out and knowing that, and I was 31 at the time, kind of finding that out and knowing that, I was just like, how did this happen to me? I'm like, I eat fairly healthy, how could this happen? So I met with my doctor maybe a week or two later. She had already advised me, like, okay, you have a fibroid tumor, more than likely we're going to find out the size. I'll lose some weight. You're overweight. You're on the line of obese, but I'm black, so I'm thick is how I see it. But I could stand to lose 10, 15 pounds. I still feel like I can stand to lose some weight. So I decided to give up the red meat, stop drinking, and also really start counting my carbs, eating more greens, doing green smoothies. I didn't go hardcore F factor at all, but I did start using a lot of those principles, because I don't live hardcore F factor. I just use those principles of living and eating and balancing my diet. So I did that. Oh, by the way, let me just say this. My doctor did say, after we found out the size, when are we having surgery? And I told her we weren't having surgery. I was going to change my diet, exercise, lose some weight, and try to shrink my fibroid naturally. Okay, and just for the record, I'm not on any kind of birth control pills. I don't do hormones. I don't do anything of that nature as far as pills and things like that go. I do like vegan vitamins. Like, I'm taking Love Wellness and Ritual vitamins. Like, that was what I was doing. Leaving the gym, and I only got 30-minute workout in. Today is the first day of my period, so yeah, so today's the first day of my period, and I just really don't feel like working out. But a friend of mine who has had fibroids told me that working out during her period was really, really helpful as well, and working out in general. So yeah, so I got my period yesterday, and it was like very like residual, TMI residual, but I'm hoping that getting my period really helps the fibroid tumor go down. So we'll see. Okay, so I'm settled in for the day. I've worked out this morning. As you guys saw earlier, I worked out. I came home, showered, started working from home. I went to the grocery store, bought a few things. I'll show you later. I did buy bread. I feel like I'm just eating whole wheat bread at all times, or bread that's made with wheat. And then I did about 10 of those Vitalism systemic enzymes already today, but I'm trying to do 30. Yesterday I only made it to 20. And I'm now about to do my ritual vitamins, multivitamin, my ritual multivitamin, which smells amazing, my Love Wellness Good to Glow, and the Love Wellness probiotic right now with my smoothie. So I'm gonna pop them down. Some water. I will say that when I started the ritual vitamins, I felt much more alert, much more awake, much more energy, a lot more productiveness. So, and they actually have like a peppermint taste that I actually really like. So yeah, I really like them. But I'm smoothing. I have my smoothie on Instagram, so there's a little blurb of it that you guys can kind of see it. Make sure that's put up. And yeah, this is the beginning of my day. Today, I'm hoping I can make a carrot soup, like the one at Fig and Olive. I want to recreate that. Yeah, we'll see. Up until I went to Vegas, I have a whole vlog about me in Vegas, and you get to see me drinking there. So I did start drinking when I went back to Vegas. When I went to Vegas, love it there. Go there a lot. That's why I said back. So going to Vegas, I indulged. I ate. I did a lot of things I hadn't done in like basically a month and a half. And so it was a good time. Had a good time. Came back. Was still unbalanced. Kind of just eating whatever, but not horribly, but not as strict and not as good. It's Thanksgiving Day, and I kind of want to just show you guys what my stomach is looking like. I just was astounded at like how much you can see my stomach kind of poking out and how much I can feel it right there. It's actually much smaller, I feel, than it was in previous times, but I just definitely, you know, I'm definitely just like conflicted. Also, it's Thanksgiving, guys. I'm eating my heart out, just FYI. But I just wanted to show you guys my stomach before I begin my hardcore, much hardcore than October was. And I'm doing it from my phone just because this was impromptu and my house clearly I need to clean up. So December 30th came. December 30th was the day that I was getting an ultrasound. I had lost weight. I was a little bit down. You know, I was a little bit down. I will have to say, during the holidays, during a pandemic, not being able to see your family, just wanting to eat, absolutely loving sweets and food, I definitely indulged a lot. And I definitely ate my little heart out. And I definitely drank a little, but nowhere near what I've been drinking all of 2020, to be honest. During the pandemic, I was mixing cocktails every other day, like having old fashions and all kinds of just different cocktails, making skinny margaritas and stuff like that, and really just getting into a vibe. So I really wasn't doing that at the end of the year. But I was indulging in sweets a little bit more, carby things a little bit more. I wasn't eating any red meat, but I still was eating chicken and lots of fish, lots of seafood. I really tried to digress towards the Mediterranean diet and way of living. Trying to buy wild caught, trying to buy organic, trying to eat what had the least amount of hormones, to be honest with you, because I did research. I did find women like the Fibroid Queen that people say recommend. I called a lot of women who I know who've had the surgery, who just have fibroid tumors. One of my best friends was pregnant at the time anyway, and had several fibroid tumors, but they were like 2-4 centimeters, which is kind of normal if you in size and more manageable. But if you have one that is 12.4 or 12, that's the size of a baby's head. That's a honeydew melon. That's a big fibroid to have in your uterus, to be quite frank. So I am going to the doctor tomorrow, and today this is what my stomach looks like. We're going to have our ultrasound tomorrow, so that's what it looks like today. Pull this on up, but this is like what we looking like. We maybe lost 2 pounds since the last time I could remember, but we'll see what the doctor says tomorrow. We'll see. I think it's been a little bit tough to lose weight during the holiday season, but yeah, that's where we are. So go to the doctor, get the ultrasound, get the results beginning of January. The fibroid tumor shrank to 12.1. So 0.3 centimeters, my fibroid tumor shrank. And I truly believe that, and my doctor does not believe. She believes that, she told me this, I believe, Fenique, that your uterus didn't have anything to do, so it created a fibroid tumor in it. I don't believe that. I believe that for several years I was eating tons of steak, because I know for facts that I was eating eggs more, which I hadn't really done. Prior to that, I really started eating eggs like 2018, maybe 2017, 2018. I really started eating eggs. 2019, I really started eating more red meat, and really like just heavy eating, drinking, like more than not really in a bad way, but in a way where I never really thought, oh, you probably shouldn't eat that because fibroids, or you probably shouldn't eat that because you may be prone to this or that. And I just never really even knew what it was, to be honest with you. So it did shrink. I was very happy with that. I think if I had a smaller fibroid, like an 8 centimeter, and I really tapped down really hard into not eating, drinking, like working out, going very, very hard, it would have probably went down 1-2 centimeters, and that would have made a big difference. But because I have basically an extra large fibroid tumor, I don't think those would have shrank my fibroid tumor enough. And you know, I just didn't think it was a great idea. So I had told my doctor that if I didn't get it to shrink a lot, I would revisit surgery. So I had a discussion with my doctor about surgery. I recorded it to share with you guys, the entire discussion, because I asked a ton of questions and she gave me a bunch of information and we really chatted about it. When I played it back, there was no volume. So I'm going to share some questions and answers with you. And yeah, let's go. Okay, so one of my questions was, how long before I can have children or get pregnant? She told me 6 months. I've heard a year. So she said 6 months to a year. That's how soon you can get pregnant, have kids. I asked how long before I can go back to working out. 3 to 6 weeks. She said you can do a little cardio, but your stomach, no. She said, I asked her, what are my birth control options? And she said, oh, you can go do the pill, you can do whatever, anything you want. Me and my doctor have a very big difference on one thing, a difference in opinion on fibroid tumors. I believe it's diet, exercise, it's lifestyle related. I think it's genetics as well, but I think a lot of things are lifestyle related as well. And I think first and foremost, there's a lot of lack of real research done by medical teams in reference to this, and it's very lacking. Maybe because this only affects women and the amount of women that it affects should be enough to have more research around it. I think it's heavily due to diet. I think it's heavily due to just a lot of different lifestyle factors, and not just your uterus was bored at all. I said, what are the risks of the surgery? She told me that she has never had someone have to have a hysterectomy. She's always had successful myectomies. I asked about freezing my eggs before and during. She said anytime you want to is fine. I am truly considering freezing my eggs because I am 32 and I don't want to try to have a kid for a year or two in a couple of years when I get married to someone, and not be able to get pregnant, or have to deal with 11 fibroids, 12 fibroids, 15 fibroids popping up, or 2 fibroids popping up, whatever. I don't want to have to deal with that. I said, should I be weary of added hormones? And she was like, it is. Honestly, I know this is due to a hormone imbalance. So I'm very curious to probably really dip and dive into research, into real research. I don't want to offend people, but I'm gonna keep it a million with y'all. It's a lot of people out here selling a lot of things, saying that it works. I have been in this influencer world working professionally and as an influencer for many years, and I do not buy into everything that everyone says that you should do. I've done a little bit of research on people on the internet who are selling things, and some people have great stories, some people say it didn't work out for them. It doesn't sit well with me that people are literally asking for thousands of dollars with no medical degrees, no doctor, no real research. They haven't studied, you know, like they just going off of just saying they're an expert but not really showing me the paperwork. Like I'm like Whitney Houston, like show me the receipts.
I want to see the receipts.
What at? So that doesn't sit well with me. So that's why I haven't really spent thousands of dollars and really got into that type of world, because I don't trust that. Okay, I don't trust it. I trust people who are just like, this is my journey, I want to share it with you, and I want to show you what my journey is, and I'm not trying to make money off of you by not really showing you my journey but telling you need to buy all my things. Like that doesn't sit well with me. I'm not gonna do it, period. Like I'm just not open to it. It irritates me, to be quite frank, that people are doing that. If you're gonna be a blogger or an influencer or somebody in that space saying that you know stuff, give people information and then maybe charge them for something else. But to charge for all of your information, that don't sit well with me. So there's a lot of people out here doing this when it comes to fibroids, and a lot of women are spending their money, and a lot of women aren't getting what they thought they was gonna get. Okay, I'm gonna share my journey for free. You know, if anything comes of it, at most I'll sell y'all maybe some recipe ideas or something, because that's my vein. And the whole reason I'm sharing this is because I do recipes, I cook a lot, I love cooking, I love eating, I want to go out and eat, I want to eat at home, I want to eat all the time, I want to cook all the time. I love that creativity behind it. So for me, that's, you know, fun, and that's part of my brand. And so I feel like charging you guys for like something like that would be normal, and would have been something I would have did even if it was just F Factor, or even if it was just, this is how you eat a balanced life, or here's some ideas on this, or here's some smoothies, or blah 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 blah. But the whole making money off of people who are in a dire situation because they have a tumor in their body, that don't sit well with me, and I don't like that. So that's why I'm here to, you know, share my experience for free. Comment below all you want, ask questions, anything. I'm kind of opening up my life in this way to you guys, and I don't like to talk about my love life. I don't like to talk about any of those things like that are super duper personal, because the moment you let people into your life, they think they belong there. I am opening up this piece of my life because I want to help people, so that's why I'm being open about this. Otherwise I wouldn't be. But I think this will help a lot of people, and I'm the kind of person who gets obsessive and deep dives, and that's exactly what I plan on doing with this entire journey, because this is not like a one video, 1 month, 2 months. This is like gonna affect me for a long time. You know, no matter what happens is gonna affect me for a while. So next question was what can I eat after surgery? Can you have solids? And she said yes. I was like, what do you think about kombucha? I drink kombucha every day. I love it. I drink like 8 ounces of kombucha every day. It's good for your gut. And I don't drink coffee, so you can't have caffeine, and that never really was a problem. The problem arises when she tells me I can't have chocolate. And the way my taste buds are set up, chocolate is my default taste bud. Like, if it's chocolate, I need it. Like, I'm chocolate. My blog is called Chic in Chocolate. Like, chocolate is life. So that is gonna be one of the harder things, if I really have to give up chocolate in a big way, or not be able to have it whenever I want it, because I basically have chocolate whenever I want it. Like, that is my one thing. Whether it's Lily's or whether it's like regular chocolate, I have chocolate whenever I want it. So yeah, might have to give up chocolate, guys. She actually did say don't eat so much chocolate all the time. I didn't listen to that. Probably should have. What can I do to prevent or help prevent this? So she didn't have an answer for me that was like, you can do this, this, and that. It was more so weight management, not eating the red meat so much, and certain things like that, and managing, you know, that kind of things, those kind of things, weight, stuff like that. I have been doing a lot of research, buying books, and I will share all of that and what I think will work for me and all the things that I plan on trying in upcoming videos. But yeah, so, and then just, you know, insurance stuff, things like that. Now I want to talk about the conversations I've had with women who've already had the surgery, women who've been living with fibroids for years. A lot of women, and I solely spoke to black women because I know, like, I can give you 5 black women off the top of my head who's had fibroids. My grandmother told me that hers got so bad she had to have a hysterectomy. And that's a huge reason why I'm getting the surgery. She told me, can you just get it cut out right now while you can keep your uterus? Because if not, it's going to be worse later. Like, that's what my grandmother said. A friend told me that she had the surgery. Her muscles were never the same in her stomach. Her abs never were the same. And it really felt weak. And she's still, like, not the same. She had a long recovery. And she just really struggled. And her fibroids came back in a big way, and a lot of them a year later. So that was kind of, that sucked. Another person told me the same thing. A couple women I was sitting down with one day told me the exact same thing. So that was just like, whoa. Another person who is fit, doesn't really work out, doesn't eat red meat, actually doesn't drink at all, had the surgery over a year ago. As of now, she didn't have her fibroids come back. She removed a lot of things like soy from her diet, and she really didn't really do red meat. She gave me the advice that you will know what you shouldn't put in your body because you will feel it. You will be able to get more in tune with your body. So my journey is going that route where we're going to get more in tune with my body. I'm going to explore all the avenues. I'm gonna read. I've bought a bunch of books. I am consuming as much content as I can, and I'm gonna figure out what works for me leading up to basically the surgery that I've agreed upon. So now you guys know I'm having surgery, and kind of what my plans are. The doctor has recommended medicine, and I'm going to do a whole other video on the medicine because we're gonna talk about the medicine, y'all. We really gonna have a discussion. There's fibroid medicine. We're gonna have a discussion. But yeah, I feel very, to be quite honest, when I found out the fibroid was only 12.1 centimeters, I was very bummed. And since January up until basically today, I've just been like emotionally eating my feelings, not eating the best. I've had red meat 2 or 3 times this year already. Just like a piece of somebody's steak. And like, I ordered a sausage pizza and it was not good to me. And I love sausage pizza exactly from the place that I ordered it from. And my taste buds just like, nah sis, it ain't it no more. I had to not eat. I had to throw it in the garbage. So we're gonna really have to dig deep into my eating habits, how I'm changing them now. I'm going to reflect them somewhat on what I did prior to the surgery, but right now before the surgery, we're gonna really deep dive into kind of like what I plan after the surgery and how I'm leading up to that. So I'm gonna share a lot of that kind of content. I will have to say, when I agreed to the surgery, I was behind 42 people. 42 people. We're in the middle of COVID, so it's really hard to get a hospital room, and you have to stay in the hospital for at least 1 day, sometimes 2 or 3, just depending on how you're recovering, what your body needs, and it's kind of a long process. What my doctors told me and what my friends have told me is that it does take 4 to 6 weeks to feel better and to feel like yourself and be able to get up and go to the shower, and you need a lot of help. So that's an area of my life I'm not prepared for, because I am self-proclaimed independent can do it on my own. So, you know, a lot of people have volunteered to help me. And I appreciate that, but it's definitely a lot of things I was unprepared for. Being behind 40 people, I really thought I was gonna have surgery much sooner, in January, like February, beginning of February. That was not the case. We basically just, you know, got a surgery scheduled. So my surgery is at the very end of March. That's what I have coming, guys. So I just want to thank you guys so much for all the kind words that I know people will have in the comments, because I found that this has been a very sweet community to me in every way. I appreciate all of the love from my Hermes Kelly bag. That was part of a big part of me buying that bag, was like, oh, you're gonna have this surgery, buy yourself something nice. And for my friend said, you work really hard, buy yourself something nice. And I felt that in a lot of ways, because I know as the surgery comes, it's gonna be a big toll on my body, my lifestyle, how I look in clothes, all those things. And I have already been like really preparing for this surgery in a lot of ways. So yeah. I've been preparing for it, and now that I know it's coming at the end of the month, we are really taking March 1st as the jumping off point, and jumping into getting the surgery done and getting things like completed. My doctor has moved me a little bit up for my surgery just because of some things, but we'll get into that shortly. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all your love and support. Feel free to leave comments below with questions. If you have any advice, feel free to share it. I will have to let you know that I'm very selective on what I'm actually gonna do, because I'm really making decisions to do the best thing for my body and what's for me and what works within my life and works with my belief system. So yeah, leave them below, because I want, if you had this surgery, if you had a myectomy, I would love for you to share your experience below. This is a safe community, and positivity is what I'm about. And so if you guys want to share that below, I really greatly appreciate it. Subscribe to this channel so you can be in the know for all the upcoming videos that I have going up. And I'll see you guys soon. Thanks so much.